And we are starting. I'm now calling the Cedar Creek Township Board meeting to order on Tuesday, June 14th at 6 o'clock p.m. We are meeting at the Cedar Creek Township Hall. The meeting will be posted on the website within the next several days, and it's usually the next day. Cole, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
No pressure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
It's been a minute since I had to say it.
Probably ought to let them know in the warm-up. Thank you, Cole.
All right, you will be given 2 opportunities for public comment this evening. The first concerns anything that's on the agenda, on tonight's agenda, and the second provides you with an opportunity to make comments about issues concerning the township. Each comment period is for 2 minutes. Mr. Skinner, will you please call the roll?
Bob.
Here.
Heather.
Here.
Miss Arts.
Here.
Chuck here. Peggy.
She did let us know that she would not be there.
She did.
Yes. All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
May I please have a motion for approval of the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll support.
All right. Are there any questions or discussions regarding the agenda?
None.
Okay, then we will consider the agenda approved. All right, I have some comments that I would like to make regarding something that happened at our last meeting, or at a recent meeting. A citizen remarked that we were overthinking the ORV ordinance. That comment warrants a little background of the day-to-day township government operations. Well, the township has insurance. Our duty is to consider the potential ramifications if we don't look at everything we do through a very careful lens. Our insurance carrier expects nothing less of us. We fill out reams of paperwork. We are audited for everything we do. Our auditors want to make sure we dot every I and cross every T. We try to get better every year. Our attorney expects that we will put great thought and consideration into every single ordinance that we prepare. They all must be legal and defensible. But the most important part comes down to our citizens. We know that we cannot please all our citizens. Our goal, however, is to try. We have to keep our citizens safe and secure and follow the law. We also have to care for the needs of our environment. Our citizens came to us seeking this ORV ordinance. It started with a citizen task force prior to the pandemic. This has been a long time in coming, but we are nearing the finish line with what we hope is a strong document that pleases most of our Cedar Creek citizens. Thank you. The board members have been provided a copy of the special board minutes from May 9th and the regular May 10th minutes for their review. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion that we approve May 9th and May 10th minutes.
I'll support.
Does anyone have any questions, discussion, or edits on either of these minutes?
Nope.
No? All right. Then Chuck, may I have a voice vote on this, please?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? No?
All right, then the minutes stand approved. Thank you. Treasurer's report. Heather is going to talk a little bit about the fire millage. She also has prepared another document for the members of the board that demonstrates that demonstrates the percentage of the budget that has been expended in each particular area. This will be helpful to us as we get closer to going over budget, or should we find that we do not spend in a particular category. Heather?
Okay. Our May 1st, 2022 beginning general fund balance was $1,271,922.78. Our revenues totaled $21,995.06. Our expenditures totaled $29,257.96, leaving us with an ending balance of $1,264,659.88. And then the spreadsheet is about our fire millage, and it includes the revenue that we've received from our fire millage for the past few years, the anticipated revenue for this fiscal year, and the cost of our fire contracts. And we showed at the bottom there the difference that our general fund has been covering. And I will just read this.
Heather, they have this one, right?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
they have both,
You'll have that,
actually.
right?
They have both.
Okay.
Okay, so the spreadsheet illustrates the revenues we've received from the fire millage compared to the costs of our fire contracts. As you can see, we have always had to dip into our general fund to cover the difference. Because of new construction and increased taxable values, the amount needed from the general fund has been less every year. However, our fire contracts are set to expire in July of 2023, and we anticipate that the cost of the new contracts will increase. Our current fire millage will expire in December of this year. Therefore, we are asking our residents to approve a millage renewal on the August ballot. The ballot language calls this millage an increase. However, if you read through that language further, you'll note that it states that it is a renewal. It's important for our residents to know that this is actually a renewal request at the current millage rate. It's actually the 2021 winter millage rate that we're asking the voters to renew. We are not asking for a higher millage rate, and because of Headley rollbacks, the rate will actually be less than the current rate by the time it goes on the 2023 winter tax bills. I just got a little note there about what the Headley amendment is. In a nutshell, it's something that can get a little confusing and heavy, but if anyone has any questions about the fire millage and the ballot proposal that's coming up, we encourage you to contact us.
I have
and
none.
Ask us.
Very good job.
Oh, thank you.
I was surprised at the numbers.
Yeah, our taxable values have gone up quite a bit, so that's helped, definitely.
I think this
We've had a lot of new
document really
construction.
does help, so.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of gives you a visual. Yeah. So that's it for me.
Does anyone else have any questions for Heather from her treasurer's packet?
We need to make sure that people know that this is important, because if we don't have a fire contract, I contacted my insurance company, and they said if there's not a contracted fire company within 10 miles of me, I have no homeowners insurance. Not just fire coverage, no homeowners insurance. And I'm sure some are different, but my insurance company is no insurance if I have no contracted fire company within 10 miles. So just, things to think about. And we actually physically requested clarification on the word increase, and they were very clear with us that any millage that we put out there, no matter what it is considered an increase. So it's an increase over operating taxes or millage, so it's an increase. Even if we cut it in half, they would still list it as an increase. So just let people know, this is going to be needed in August.
Mhm.
We need this.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Heather, thank you very
Good job,
much.
Heather.
And we will place your report on file. We appreciate that.
Very, very good.
Okay. And Chuck, do you have anything other than the regular monthly bills?
Nope. Everything's paid. I paid
Congratulations.
everything. We're
Okay.
broke.
May I have a motion then, please, to pay the regular monthly bills?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Bob.
I'll support.
All right.
Heather.
Are there any questions or a discussion? All right. Hearing none, then may I have a voice vote on that?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I keep forgetting the opposed even.
I heard all four
All
of us.
right. Motion carries. Correspondence. Do you have any?
I have one I can talk about. The Stratos Tower, we signed and sent out the Stratos Tower contract this past week, and we're hoping to see that come back. We approved it at their proposed rate for 3 years, and I'm hoping we get that back from Lansing. I'm just not sure about that address, but that was the one the lawyer gave us, so that's kind of where we are on that. But that's, I think, the only meaningful correspondence I had.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else have anything?
I don't have nothing.
I don't
Linda,
either.
can you just talk just a little louder, please?
Okay, you can't hear us? Okay.
The air
All right, thank you.
conditioning's
Okay.
Kind of makes
All right, I'll try and tone it up a little bit. Thank you.
Like this to you.
Okay, thank you. All right, we've reached the public comments part on agenda items only. Public comments, agenda items only. Yes, sir.
Is there a copy of the contract that has gone to Stratus available to see?
I'm sure I have one.
May I have a copy? I mean, I'd like to see what they're going to be, what you're proposing for them to pay. Is that possible?
Sure.
That's all I'm asking.
Not this minute.
Well, before I leave, yeah.
No.
Okay, all right, we'll get you a copy of
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
All right. All right, any other comments on agenda items only?
The, where the, you can drive off-road vehicles.
Could you come up here, please? To the
I'm just
left.
asking, where's, it says River Road, Dalton
Sir,
Road.
sir, could you please come up
Okay.
to the, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. The last one, it says River Road, Dawson Road to Houghton Duck Lake is excluded. Where exactly, I know where River Road is, and I know where Houghton Duck Lake, but where does Dawson come to play?
There
Yeah.
to there.
So there's no traveling on river at all?
Correct.
Okay, that's,
Yep.
that's fine. And also Maple Island to curves. We can't go down to, up from Cedar, from Brickyard down to Maple Island.
Correct.
What about going, there is a trail that goes River Road, I'm sorry, Tyler, that goes into, there is a, another crossroad that goes in there. It's for recreational vehicles that is owned by,
It's owned by the state and it's posted no RVs are allowed.
No ORVs.
okay, can't
That's
go that
state,
direction
yeah.
either.
It's a state.
Okay. That's it. That's all I wanna know. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any other public comments on agenda items only? Okay, thank you. All right, the next item on the agenda is new business resurfacing of Cedar Creek Township parking lot. And I had hoped to have quotes for you tonight, however, they did not come through in time. To that end, may I have a vote to table this agenda item until July 12th?
I'll motion to table that till July 12th.
I'll support.
Any questions or further discussion on this? All right, may I have a voice vote, please?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion carries. Thank you. Purchase of new chairs for the township using ARPA funds. Board members have a packet of information in front of them for their review. I mentioned in my notes to the board members that Muskegon Charter is pleased with their chairs, and I have attended a number of meetings at their township hall, as probably some of you have as well. Where I've been seated on them for at least an hour to an hour and a half. The chairs are very comfortable, and I know from Jennifer that they are, the supervisor there, that they're easily cleaned. Kathy, our
Deputy treasurer.
yeah, right now she is our deputy treasurer, has put together also a few more options for us. And so if you've had a moment to look at those chairs and give me an idea of what you think.
I looked at these. I like the style, I like the stackability. I
I don't
also,
see any folding chairs.
We thought
No.
about folding chairs, but we wanted something a little sturdier and
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
so.
economic.
They're all very similar designs. They're all sturdy, stackable, easy to clean. Some of them have a higher weight capacity and
Well, yeah.
so the prices are pretty close to each other. There was, for some reason, the ones on Amazon, the blue was cheaper than the black. I don't know why, but so I just put both those out there as
Demand.
options to look at. So.
demand,
Mhm.
demand.
Demand, yeah, probably demand.
You gotta look at
Yeah.
it this way. You're gonna want them to last the next 30, 40 years like
Which is what these
what
have.
are.
Oh, these
So
things
I
been around
mean,
forever.
Yeah. What we did learn is they have to be able to be pandemic proof.
where you can clean them
Yep.
and stuff like that.
Not that we wish that on anybody again, but we want something that we don't have to have somebody come in and clean.
I wanna, I'm gonna ask a question.
Sure.
Bob, you might know this.
Before we ask
Okay.
a question, I may have a
Make
motion
to discuss this.
to purchase new chairs for the township using ARPA funds, and then we can go ahead
I
and
make a
discuss it.
motion to buy new chairs for
I'll
the
make a
township
motion.
with ARPA funds. You wanna support me?
He made it already. You should
Support.
him.
Alright,
Okay.
whatever.
And so now that we have a
Well, we need
motion
them.
and a
Yeah.
second, then we are able to discuss this.
Bob, in my head, I wanna make sure I've got this right. 18 gauge steel is heavier than, 15 gauge is heavier than 18 gauge, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanna make sure because some of these are 18 gauge. There's one that's 15 gauge. And that's the one that holds
880
880.
pounds.
That's the one with flash furniture. And it's also listed as 8 pounds, so it's not any heavier. The other ones are 8.2, I think. So, is that MSRP 133 though?
It is, but
You get a break on those?
yeah, so they would end up being $59 a piece.
Oh,
Those are the ones that Muskegon Charter has.
Oh.
This is the company that they ordered from.
All right, I'll try to stay open-minded then. As the rest of y'all talk.
Well, that's what I'm leaning toward is the
The Flash.
The
How
Flash
many would we
furniture.
purchase at once? 30?
well, how many do we have now?
Well, there's
Probably
35 in a
24.
stack. It says, oh, stack quantity, 35.
You can,
That's a lot.
yeah, you can stack them.
That's tall.
We could stack them all in one pile if we wanted to. Space saver.
Martha's probably for that. Less to vacuum around, right?
How many Marthas can we get in a stack?
That's not
I think you can get a stack, I don't stack.
All right.
You
That was
only got-
good.
You only got 20 chairs right here.
Yeah.
But you're probably gonna order 30. Cause you can keep some in the closet for
Yeah, we
overflow or
put a couple
whatever.
on the sides.
Mhm.
There's only two right there.
I'm just, I mean, I don't want to waste ARPA money, but the price is good.
Mhm.
They're,
$60
they're
a
good
chair.
chair.
We have to
We
pay
have
shipping
some
on
like
that,
that
right,
at the hall
Heather?
that
Um,
probably been there 20 years.
Yes, there is a
already.
freight charge.
And it depends on what we do, right?
Yep, it depends on how many we order. And it's 4 to 6 weeks before they would be delivered.
I'm good. I like the idea of getting something different.
So we're thinking 30?
Are we thinking that chair? I guess we have to decide which chair we want, right?
I like that. One, that we got the price
This
on
one,
right?
I do
Yeah.
too.
I just lost my paper.
Sounds like people are leaning
That's
toward the
heavy
one
duty.
that Muskegon
Mhm.
Charter has.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
I
coming
think
out.
I'm leaning that way because we know it's tested.
I've sat in those before, so.
Yeah.
How long have they had those chairs for as well?
They've had them for at least a year.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you.
It's at least a year.
I make a motion, we buy 30 of them chairs.
I'll support.
Any further discussion on this particular chair? Then since we're spending money,
Oh, yeah.
we'll need a roll call.
Heather,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Chuck, yes, Bob?
Yes,
You guys are awesome.
All right.
that's a good one. Good job, Heather.
Thank you. Thank you. This will be our
Can I
first.
flash something real quick?
Sure.
Heather, if this shipping goes crazy on that, could you let us know?
Yeah.
By chance,
Sure.
it goes crazy?
Yep.
We could, with the, we'll then do with a caveat, if it's astronomical, we don't have to purchase
Right.
I'm
them.
just saying, you know,
Yeah.
use your judgment, but
Yep,
Okay,
I don't
definitely.
want to end up finding the price double or something.
Yep,
Okay.
Right.
Probably
I think-
should've-
I think
probably
that's
should've
fair.
included that
Yep.
all right.
motion.
Okay, we're all good with that then?
I am
Yep.
good with
All right,
that.
thank you. We can revisit it if the shipping is too high. All right, our next order of business is move to hold 2 township board meetings per month on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of each month. We just keep getting busier. Many of the issues we address have deadlines which end up necessitating a special meeting. Rather than doing that, it is preferable to hold 2 regularly scheduled board meetings. We are suggesting the 2nd and 4th Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m. We believe that in so doing, we'll be able to address the issues in a more timely manner and perhaps have shorter meetings. May I have a motion to hold 2 meetings per month on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m.
I will make a motion so that we can discuss it.
I'll second it.
I know we've had a lot of business, but there's gonna be times we won't have a lot of business. And can we try like a 2-month trial or something like that before we go in all 100% and do it throughout, every year? I don't know, I know we got a lot going on, but, I know there's other townships, I can see Muskegon Township, they got hundreds of businesses, and they have 18,000 residents,
Mhm.
but we got 3,305 business.
You're correct. You're correct, Bob. That's absolutely correct.
That's where I am. I'd like to see us try a trial basis on it to see if it's really needed, because I do understand that we do have a lot each month, but there's gonna be some months that we're caught up and it'll quiet down, so I don't know where you guys are on it, but that's just my...
I'm kind of the same opinion. I think part of this is we want to try to get away from calling special meetings so that it doesn't look like we're trying to slip something by we've been accused of and all that, which, we're not. We're just trying to get business done. So I kind of agree with what you're saying. We had a lot on our table, a lot on the plate, getting contracts.
We'll still have special meeting if, say, for instance, somebody comes into the township, needs something done right away, or,
Yeah.
a contractor like what we had,
Yeah,
So we're never gonna get away from the special meetings, because you're gonna have to do it under an emergency situation.
yeah,
But
that's why
I see where you're,
That is the rationale for going to 2 meetings, so you don't have to have, MTA frowns upon having special meetings. And for the exact rationale that Chuck just said, it looks as though you are trying to slide something through. And in fact, that is exactly what we haven't been doing. We haven't been sliding things through. Our last special meeting was literally all the contracts that we had, and they had deadlines that had to be signed, or we wouldn't literally meet the contractual deadlines of the, which had large
Our
dollar
obligation,
obligations that we had to get signed. So, it's because of that. And I'm trying to think legally if we can do it, and I don't quite know the answer if we can do a trial basis. I wish I knew the answer to that. If we're able to because we have to post.
Yeah, they have to be published, the dates have to be published.
And they have to be published in the newspaper. So I think
we could always change it back. I mean, if we see that it's... But if we're publishing in the newspaper and we don't have nothing to do, that's gonna make us look bad too.
Well, I truly can't foresee that we don't have anything to do. Because we always have something to do. What I'm looking at is lighter board meetings too, because our board meetings have become way too lengthy. And I want to get away from that. They're lengthier than they should be. So,
What are you thinking for time? What's lengthy? 2
I-
hours,
I
3
think,
hours?
I think 2 hours is too long. A 2-hour board meeting is too long.
Man, I think
we've only had one of those since I've been here.
I think
2
it's-
hours?
Yeah, I think we had one.
Yeah, I think,
And we've had some short ones too.
Had some
so.
hour and a half ones.
yeah, I think, to tell you the truth, it'd be nice if you had a board meeting that was an hour and 15 minutes would be a nice board meeting. Obviously, if you need a longer board meeting, then so be it. That's the way it should be. If you have something that needs addressing, then it should be addressed. There's no question of that.
But then if something could wait until the next month, we could do that too, under our current situation.
Right. But we just have been plagued by a lot of things that couldn't wait.
I'm just
So-
trying to imagine, I'm looking forward, you know, what we have coming up, and just trying to imagine where we're at, you know. Like you say, you know, we don't want to plan something for one item, you know, that's a waste of time, you know.
And money.
And
We don't have to deal with this now.
I'm just, I think it's worth looking at. I don't know that I'm ready to pull the trigger on that one yet, I mean personally, but I
I'm
think
with
it's
you.
worth watching. But my thing is this, if we have 2 1-hour meetings, that takes me a lot more prep time than 1 2-hour meeting, you know what I mean? Because you have all the before and after you have to deal with, you know, and you lock out another day, you know, and Bob's retired.
Every day's a Saturday.
Every day's a Saturday. But, so, you know, I mean, that's what I'm almost rather spend an extra half an hour on one meeting than have 2. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But it definitely is worth looking at and discussing.
Do you
Get
Do you have
away
any
from it.
thoughts?
Where's
Heather?
Heather on this?
It is difficult at certain times of year when we have a lot coming at us to try to cram it all into one meeting. And it's hard.
Can I throw this out there? How about at the next fiscal year, if we know there are times where we're heavy, like budget, what if we were to schedule 2 in March next year and 2 in, you know, and what if we were to schedule in
Busy times
the
of
next year? Figure out what
like
we want
budget
to
and
do.
stuff like that.
And maybe
to
it's-
consider
it's-
those times of the year when it gets
yeah,
really,
It might get a little heavy. If we can look at it and look at where we're having these special meetings and why, and maybe build that into our annual schedule, so instead of having 12 meetings a year, we have 16 instead of 24. You know what I'm saying? We could publish them at the annual, on the annual posting and all that. Maybe that'd be a way to do that.
it may be, there's a good point.
Am
We
I
have,
talking soft?
this year is, pardon?
I was talking too soft. I apologize.
This year, we've had an incredible amount of contracts that are we don't normally get. We have 10-year contracts, and in year 23, we're going to have fire contracts that are going to be renegotiated. So there's all that to be considered. That will take up a lot of time to renegotiate those contracts. So that's not a bad suggestion, and I actually really do like that.
Okay.
So let's reconsider it. Okay, let's table this.
So I'll amend my motion to table it for future review.
At a later date to be determined. I don't think we need to put a date on it at this point.
Okay.
Maybe for next year. We could even delay it until next year for consideration. Any further discussion on that?
No, I'm good with
Okay.
the table.
We'll need a vote on that
All in
then.
favor of tabling this? Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. The next is under unfinished business, and we have road discussion. And Bob, I am sorry about this one. I
Man,
apologize.
did that go up?
I know, I really apologize.
$98,000
Yes, yes,
that went up
yeah.
from last year's.
I've spoken with Ken Hulka, and he had sticker shock for the short stretch of Dawson Road. The price was so high that he was not willing to consider it, even though it was to be split 3 ways. It did not fit in their budget, in the Muskegon County Road Commission's budget. At this point, I am not certain what else can be done, but I will continue to look into other options. I'm not willing to just let Dawson Road go. What I will do is...
Can we get another quote?
Well, what I think I'm going to do is go to the road commission and after the meeting, talk to Paul and sit with him and see what I can do and look at other options for things that can be done with Dawson Road that might be workable.
And there is other companies that work.
Okay.
McCormick's.
Okay.
They actually did quite a bit of the groundwork and gravel work on Tyler Road prior to being
The
paved.
Dawson Road needed so much work, though. That was the problem. There was a lot of upgrade and.
But he knew that in his $147,000.
I think it was 165, the original
I
one.
thought it was
No, it was
147.
165.
It's a whole lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
$250,000.
So this quote was way more, and I'm not even gonna go there with it, but.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was-
we're not gonna talk about how much more it was. It was huge.
Well, we gotta find another way of getting it done.
Yeah, we're not gonna
If it
let
takes
the,
us 2 or 3 years.
we're not gonna let the residents just,
Suffer.
I
Blow up
mean,
the
yeah,
phone.
suffer. We're gonna try and figure out another approach, so.
Can I ask Bob a question on this? Is there a way to do this in such that you do it in stages, like this year we're gonna do this, next year we're gonna do this, and next year we're gonna do this? Or does it all just get kinda
The
messed
road
up if you don't
commission, I
finish
think
it?
that'd be up to them if they wanted to do that, but I think they could do it if they wanted to, but
I just
it
didn't
may
know
be
if
a lot more work for them.
I didn't know if the
think so.
work would be, so much would be undone while they're waiting to put the next, layer into it kind of thing.
I don't think
I
it was,
don't know.
I think it was way more than layers.
Maybe it was
I think it
work.
was.
They were talking about
there's
ditching and
300
drainage and
300
berms.
trees that have to be taken down, the stumps pulled, but they're not big. There is some big trees, but most of them are like this.
So free firewood.
And you can haul the stumps
Yeah.
to White Lake Excavating, so
Just
it's
saying.
not that far.
But it was more work than that. It was a lot of construction work that was
That's what I
involved,
wondered.
more than,
I'm wondering if they could get the trees out one year,
Well, he said they had to engineer the road because they said the road they
So
don't
bad.
think is in the right spot.
Yeah.
that
So,
sounds
to
great.
me, that seems like they'd want to fix that on their own, but.
Yeah.
it was way more work than they had anticipated it being. So the next
Okay.
quote that I have from Ken is for Wilson Beach Road. And the entire road is for $117,000 from M120 to Fisk, it's $17,100, and from Fisk to Ewing, it's $100,000. So the entire project is, that quote is from Ken, it's $117,000. The road commission covers 50%. And the road was a 3 on the original Pacer report. And the last time I saw anything on this that we did was 20 to 25 years ago. So, with that said, may I have a motion to pave Wilson Beach Road?
Are we gonna cover that cost without the,
Yeah. They did it before.
I'm just wondering if that's gonna come back and bite us because we did Cracker Road and they participated on it,
They did before.
We need to have a motion.
I did ask
No,
for one. Oh,
You didn't get one.
yeah, we didn't get it. Yeah, and then then Bob
I
asked a
make a
question.
motion, we discuss Wilson Beach Road.
Okay,
Support.
Thank you.
okay,
We can keep discussing.
Keep
yeah.
on going.
Do we have we have a
Yeah.
motion and a support? Okay.
And that, how much that gonna cost Township?
Which 58.5.
58,500.
It's not bad. And we did do Brickyard.
Yeah.
and
There's a whole
Couple
lot of
of other
properties on that
roads.
road, I'll tell you that.
And
That
it's
affects a lot of people.
Heavily trafficked.
In a good way. And we're not gonna create a raceway over there or anything, are we? Well, that's regulations, something totally different. So our half is
58.5.
58.5?
Mm-hmm.
If we do that, we're gonna have to do it for all
For all.
the residents. I mean, if we're doing it for that road and a couple of the other roads we did, somebody comes in and wants their road done, we gotta consider it, I would think. You know, I mean, we gotta be fair.
Oh, yeah,
No.
I want to consider doing all the roads
If
for
it's a
everybody.
road where only 3 people live on it and stuff like that, I'd say no, but I just know that we should be careful too,
Well, it's
so.
not a private road, right? It's our road.
No, there's a lot of residents on that.
There's a lot of residents on that
I
road.
mean, if they had to share that cost, it wouldn't be that bad for them. But,
Have we, the residents, if they do have to approach us and have a petition.
Remember they
if-
tried? Do you
Okay.
remember Monty tried?
And he couldn't get enough signatures? Okay.
I don't know, it just,
I'm not familiar with cost sharing on public roads. I'm just not familiar with that at all.
Well, he's talking about special assessing the residents.
yeah, because we got a couple of roads right now that are special assessed.
We have 2, Tyler Road and Cracker, they're both special assessments.
And not very many people live on either one of the roads, really.
I think there's 26 on one and 32, maybe 34
So
on the other.
What do they pay? What are they paying? I mean, are they
I'm
paying?
not sure what they pay a year.
I mean, is it based on a percentage of the cost?
Mhm.
Do you have
And how
any
much
idea?
property they have.
No, it's per parcel, so
Yeah.
each
Oh,
parcel
they
pays
did
a
even that up
portion.
pretty good.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm special assessment, are you talking thousands or? That's what I was wondering. I have no idea what.
Well, it would be like a 3-way deal then.
Well, yeah, what we would have done before, so our portion, if the road commission pays 50%, what we did with the other roads was we paid 25 and the residents paid 25. So we would be asking for 29,000 from the residents.
I honestly didn't know that was a
Is,
thing.
it is, does the road commission still pay 50%? Is that how it's done when you special assess?
Yeah, they
Okay.
still pay their portion.
Okay.
It's just that township,
Township would
Pays
still
portion
have
and
a
then
cost,
the
but so would the residents have
Mhm.
a cost.
Hmm.
But with 2 other roads out there that we've already done that with,
but I do
you know,
know.
I don't feel it's right to,
I know, you
not
want to be
do it.
fair all the way around. I
Right.
get that.
I guess if that's the way we,
But
that's
do
the
these
precedence.
residents want it? That's the thing. They have to want the special assessment. More than 50% of the residents have to,
Approve it?
they have to sign a petition. We were actually approached by the residents on Tyler and Cracker that they wanted the special
Mhm.
assessment, and a resident went around to their neighbors and got signatures to get it started.
You said that somebody tried to do this on Wilson Beach.
And could not get it.
Was there a dollar amount tied to that?
No,
to their
no,
petition?
he tried to get it.
Just
They
general.
were
Right.
assessed for this road around 20 years ago.
Yeah,
The residents were assessed. And I think that some of them felt that they already paid for it once.
Yeah.
They felt that it was unfair to assess them again.
and another thing that happened on that road, they had to shut down 120 and they rerouted traffic, big trucks and everything,
Through there?
down that road, and it did do some damage to them roads, you know.
I
But,
agree,
You know,
which is part of the reason that road
the
is so
road
bad.
commission, they should never been routed that way, and it happened, so, they should carry actually a little more responsibility than, the residents and the township, I think.
Yeah.
But,
But that's not gonna happen.
Well,
It
should, but
it's not going
it
to.
probably wouldn't. No,
It-
reality,
yeah,
no.
It's
probably
not going to
wouldn't.
happen. It is a heavily trafficked road. And it's used as a pass-through to get to, it's my understanding, to get to M120. Is that right?
It was at that time.
At that
For
time?
that.
When they
When
had
they
to
did
close
that?
the road off because
When
it
they
was a bad
closed that road
accident
off,
and
that's
stuff.
how it got,
Yeah.
that's how it got through,
And
how they got.
They did, and it would have been better to probably, usually it'd be like Holton Duck Lake Road. It'd be a road that could handle that type of traffic. You
But
know.
that's how it got bad,
Helped it.
helped it get bad. I'm not sure, my grammar is,
'Cause I heard
took a
my
nosedive
boss
there,
talk about
but,
it.
sorry.
Well, my question goes to what determines, like, we're talking about doing Dawson Road, and we never talked about doing.
Well, because that road's
Specials.
not up to standards. We wanted to at least try to give them something that was up to standards.
So you
And
understand my
it
question,
wouldn't
where do we draw
be,
that line?
it shouldn't be even the cost, of what, like putting asphalt down, and maybe them people, if we did that, would come back to us and say, we wanna do an assessment on that road and have it paved. That's kind of the outlook we were looking at on Dawson Road, but, that seems like that's gonna be far away now. But going back to Wilson Beach though, I don't know,
I'm
think
concerned
I
about the
think if-
precedent we set
you know-
if we don't assess it. At least if we ask for the assessment, we get their opinion on it, I guess, but, because they get a chance to say yes or no. How many properties are out there?
Quite
we ask-
frankly, I couldn't hazard a
Can we
guess.
ask Martha?
Yeah. Do you know, Martha,
What?
how many properties there are in Wilson Beach? Could you hazard a guess? I mean, you know everything, a wizard.
I can go tell you, but if I can go on the computer. But
No,
Oh.
I was just wondering if you had a guess.
There's probably about, oh gosh, there's gotta be, what, 30-some?
If not more.
Not
It's dense, I mean, it's a lake.
Yeah.
You got a lake on one side and
And
the
it's a county
axle,
road. I
yeah.
can't figure out, it's a county road. Township road is a county road, why aren't they paying for it?
The county is paying for 50%.
Now, Township should be, it should be special assessed.
That's what I'm trying to figure out where that line goes. And I understand what you said, I appreciate that Dawson Road has no, it's not at any level up to standards.
I tried to take you on a tour, but you were too busy.
I work. Yeah.
Okay, all right,
There's roughly 40 houses in that area, and that includes Fisk, which would be responsible also because they access their road by Wilson Beach.
right, Fisk is in there. That was one of the comments I made, that Fisk is
Oh, it
part
was,
of that.
okay.
I'm just saying that
Yeah.
that 40 count includes Fisk.
Thanks, Crystal.
You're welcome.
So how, and I appreciate y'all telling me this, but how long is that assessment for?
The other assessments we've done have been for 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Or if they sell their property, they gotta pay off their
they have to pay
assessment.
the assessment.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's a bargain chip. I'm just sitting here thinking that's like $75 a year for 10 years. I don't wanna pretend like I can spend somebody else's money like that, though.
Well, here, I have two thoughts. One, I can call the several people on these properties and see if they have any thoughts about it. Or two, we can, I hate to table something until because we've tabled too many things at this meeting.
We're trying to do the right thing, that's all.
Yeah. But I would like to make an educated decision. The other thing is, folks with the road commission, if we're going to do this, we have to get on the road commission's schedule to get this road done. We can't just
Put it off till December.
put this off and table it, or it won't get done this year.
Their schedule may already be booked for
It
this
may,
year.
but if we want it
You
done,
know, if you're
it's
talking about it, probably would be next year now, I would think.
it's a possibility, though, that we could get it done if we decided to do this.
Do you know who did the walk by before?
The what?
The guy that was going door to door?
Yeah, Monty from, can't think of his last name right now, but he was, I see him all the time at recycling. He did the Verizon or Frontier. You know who I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, but I didn't know he lived on Wilson Beach.
Mhm.
'Cause I know somebody over on that road that lives on that road that
You know
talked
who
about
else
doing
lives
that
on there?
years ago, and just, he didn't get much reaction from people to get the road fixed, so it was like there was no necessity, but it is a bad road.
It's a bad road. You know who else lives out
It's
there?
a bad
Is
road. It is.
Eric. Not Eric, but
We
Drew.
did
Drew
budget-
lives out there.
We budgeted $250,000
Yeah.
for roads this year too, so.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'd like to just say do it. The only thing holding me back on that is this precedence we set. If we can justify doing that, and I'm concerned because y'all said we, did the assessment on Tyler and
So with
Crocker.
Tyler, it
Crocker.
wasn't, Tyler is a dead-end road, so there was no benefit to the public.
okay,
And that was why that
Okay.
needed to be a special assessment.
okay. Crocker,
But I don't understand why it's just.
what did we do to Crocker? Just gravelled it up and
Oh,
Crowned
they
it,
repaved
ditched
it
repaved it, yeah.
and
But-
chip sealed it. I think we chip
Oh,
We
sealed.
just
I'm
chip
thinking
chip
the other-
sealed that
I'm
last
thinking the other
year.
part of
Yeah.
Crocker
But
then.
that wasn't at a cost to them.
That was a cost of the town.
I was thinking about the
Yeah.
other part of Crocker.
That
There's
was
no
at,
chip
the
sealing there.
chip sealing was at our cost.
Okay.
And that was 30,000 at our cost.
Which is what we're talking about here.
Are we tabling it?
No, we're voting on
Yeah, I vote
Let's
that
get
we
this
go
done.
ahead and do this.
it. Let's get this done, Bob. Let's do something for
We
these
can, but it's gonna bite us.
people. Tell me how. Tell me how.
Well, I'm just saying, if we do this, we gotta make sure we do other people's too.
So other people who've put in their own road before, if we redo theirs, we're gonna pay for it.
Well, say McMillan, for instance, then people wanna have it repaved. We'd probably go after an assessment for them. Between Ewing and Dawson, we would probably go there and ask it, but, we've chip sealed, it's in good shape,
I was to say, is McMillan ready to be paid? Hey.
We're losing our focus here.
Yeah,
Let's vote.
yeah.
No, I wanna make sure I make the right decision. I'm trying to make sure, I want the information, so. Honestly, the money part doesn't scare me.
I'm trying to do the right
I
thing
really
for the
don't.
people in the township.
Yeah,
May I make a comment?
no.
No,
Oh, sorry.
Thank
sorry.
It's not, yeah.
It's not the right time.
I'm
Sorry,
just saying
Paul.
it's not fair to the folks on Tyler and Crocker.
Well, Tyler was a dead-end road, had no public
Well, Crocker wasn't.
benefit. That's why I'm asking the question. But Crocker wasn't all paid for by the assessment either, right?
No, the township and the road commission both had portions to pay.
Right.
But it's my understanding, the people of, this is before me, the people of Crocker Road came to the township and asked to have this assessed, to come to so that they could have this project done.
So, in this Wilson Beach, I'm sure they're interested in getting this road fixed. If it was nice and now it's not nice, I'm sure they'd like to see it nice again. So,
Around the lakes.
Well, the lake doesn't have anything to do with it, but,
just,
People who say it does. You know that.
no, I don't know that.
there's a lot of, like I know, there's a high concentration of people in that area, so my thought is the monetary benefit is good. We're getting a lot for our buck, is what I'm thinking. We're gonna help a lot of people out, but I'm just a little bit concerned about that precedence we set, and which is what you're talking about.
Right.
So how do we protect ourselves against that and still get this done? Is there such a thing as a smaller assessment, or do we?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I just sit here running numbers. If there's 40 people, you know, how much it is per year. Personally, I don't see a lot of people raising a red flag, but it takes one, you know? If we hurt one person, then that's bad. So,
If it's fair for one, we gotta be fair for all.
Okay.
That's just
All right,
where I
well,
am.
all right. I'm
That's
not-
where I am,
Okay,
so.
all right, then based on this, this is not going anywhere in my estimation.
Well, we could vote on it. You wanna vote on it?
How about if I'm leaning toward calling the people of Wilson Beach, calling the people that we know and seeing if there's any.
And if you want, I'll call some too, help you out.
And then I'm also gonna call Ken and to see if there's any way it even gets on the road
Calendar.
commission's agenda for this year. Even if we were to get an assessment.
So we are tabling this.
I
can we
guess,
put a date on it?
yeah, the next board meeting is July 12th. I believe that's the next board meeting. May I have a motion to table this given that I will call several residents and find out
I'll make that motion.
their feelings, and I will call Ken Halka.
I'll support it.
All right, any further discussion on this?
I just want to get I want to get something done.
Uh,
So,
I'm with you on that.
vote.
Vote?
All in favor, motioning or tabling this?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Motion carries regretfully on my
I'll
part.
put regret.
All right, next thing on this is the school resource officer. The board members have in their packets a new estimated chart from Captain Brown that lists the 5-year wages, fringe benefit costs, and and equipment costs for a shared duty school resource officer for Cedar Creek, Blue Lake, Holton, and Holton Public Schools. There are many reasons for having a deputy school school resource officer. We would have a dedicated officer in this area 8 hours per day, I believe 5 days per week. Safety of students, shortened response time in our areas, and students get to see police officers in a personal environment and have an opportunity to respond to them in a non-threatening manner. I have spoken with Superintendent Bain, Supervisor Jager from Holton, and Supervisor Arbogast from Blue Lake Township. Blue Lake Township met last night, and they are interested in investigating this further by having Captain Brown come and speak with the members of their board. Both Melanie and I spoke with Alan Jager today. He is concerned about the cost of the program. However, he will bring it forward at his board meeting this evening for their consideration. The board has given me authority to investigate this program, and that was back in February. At this juncture, I am asking for a motion to invite either Superintendent Bain or Captain Brown to come to our next board meeting to address our board on this program if there is further interest on the part of our board.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
I'll support.
Any discussion on this? And you have that in your packet, that chart.
Yes.
Any discussion? No?
I would like this, if possible, I'd actually like to see both of them, so,
Okay, I will see if that's possible.
yeah. And I know it's a scheduling thing, but I have experience with this, and I'd like to see their take on it, so.
Okay. All right, then may I have a roll call, please?
Roll call on that.
Yeah, oh, well, I guess I don't need I guess
No, you
voice
don't.
vote is okay on
All in
this one.
favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you.
Motion carries.
I got you back.
Okay, draft ORV ordinance is up next. And we have a map. Lorena's prepared a map for us as well. Members of the board have copies of, and I guess Lorraine has also made copies for the citizens in the audience as well. Members of the board have copies of the ORV ordinance and the proposed map in front of them. We recently met to finalize our language at the board work session. I've spoken with our township attorney and follow up to that board work session, and it is not necessary that we include a stipulation about including insurance in the ordinance. May I have a motion to approve the ORV language and the map as it is presented before you?
Make motion.
I second it.
Okay, does anyone have any discussion or questions?
I think we beat that horse up pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we beat it up.
But I'll tell you something, Bob. We started out with like 10 roads closed on that list, and we're down to parts of 4. And I like that, but it's important for people to know that we don't get to decide the roads that are closed.
Yeah.
No,
And I
We don't
did
get
talk
the
to
land.
him, I
We-
did
we
talk
get
to
the-
I
Ken.
did too.
We get to
Yeah.
discuss with them. We can argue for them, but
And it didn't work.
we don't get to call
It
them.
did not
So
work,
It did not work.
yeah. He said,
I
no.
I wish it was that easy, but it's
Yeah.
not.
No,
Yeah,
but it's a lot better than what we were talking about. I
Yes.
mean, this turned out pretty good.
okay. On this one,
Nice. That's nice.
People will be able to go almost anywhere they want.
yes, yeah. This is
In
a,
Ryerson, they
for
had to
Chuck.
open that up. 'cause
Except
that-
for me.
yeah.
Yeah, you're kind
Chuck
of.
can just
Yeah,
go.
you're
I
kind
can't go
of.
anywhere. I
He
got
can
You
go-
have to move.
He can go back and forth.
Yeah, look at one of those little toys. I'll be up here.
Okay,
I'll be up here. I'll
on
I'll
this,
ski ride.
on this, I really would like a roll call vote
You're
on
gonna
this,
get
if you
one on
wouldn't
this.
mind.
Are we all done?
Yes. I have no more questions.
And this is to adopt the language.
This is to adopt the language.
So we can have the public hearing.
And what will happen in this, you all have in your packet as well, the steps that it will take. Immediately after this, I am going to send this to Ken Holka so he can see exactly our language. And just so he knows, he's the other person I have on speed dial. And I will say, this is our language, this is our map. Do you see anything at all wrong with this or anything that you feel needs tweaking? And if he should, which I don't think he will, because our
We've been
attorneys
through it,
looked
yeah,
at it,
yeah.
we've looked at it upside down and sideways and inside and out. And everyone that could look at this has looked at it. So I will just have him take a final look at it. then we must take all those legal steps before our public hearing, which means Lorraine and I have a lot of work to do to
Okay.
make this happen. A lot of stamps, registered envelopes. So,
So the motion to accept the language, right?
Yes.
And move forward.
the language and the map, because then Tom Van Bruggen will finalize the map. He'll, instead of draft it, will say Cedar Creek Township
Got it.
map,
Gotcha.
ORV map, will it?
All right. Ready?
Yes,
Linda?
yes.
Bob?
Absolutely, yes.
Heather?
Yes.
Chuck is a yes. You have a unanimous motion carried kind of thing there.
I hate to say this, but I'm almost thinking we should have champagne right now if it were legal.
This was a lot of work.
This is a lot of work, yes.
We got a lot more to do. I think we need champagne to do all those steps.
To do all those, after we do all those steps, we will celebrate with champagne.
All right.
Okay. Trustee Foster residency update. Clerk Skinner is the point person on this, so I am going to turn this over to him.
The current status of this is to file the quo warranto on this residency issue is a two-step process. We have to file a leave and the quo warranto. The leave and the quo warranto were sent to me for proofing. I had to fill in a couple of dates, some stuff, some particulars, and I did that and sent that back to Mr. Leishman, our lawyer. And then we received a message from Peggy, and I forwarded that to the lawyer, and we've made some calls trying to reach her, and it's not going anywhere well. So we're in a position where we're going to file the leave in court and wait for the next step to move forward from there. The leave basically lets the court identify us as a legal entity to file the quo warranto. So we have to do that so that then we can file the quo warranto. It's a formality. The two documents were actually sent to me together, and I'm pretty much sure that they'll flow through together. But that's the steps that have to be taken. So that's where we are with Ms. Foster.
And it is not where we wanted to be.
No. There was some interesting information in what I read. It was eye-opening. So I don't know. Like you say, we don't want to be here, but it's a legal requirement. We have to legally be here. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Board comments.
Me first.
You want to go first?
We have a new grounds. A little louder. Next time y'all sit up front.
We'll have new chairs pretty soon.
Yeah.
Why are you sitting in the back of the church?
just kidding.
Always said.
I know you do. We have a new grounds person. If you see him around, please, nice young man, Austin. He's working around, keep getting our yard all straightened out and weed whacking and weed eating and such as that. We're working hard on a few projects, trying to improve. It's nonstop, and I appreciate all people that stop in and say hey and try to help. We have an election coming up, primary. I've seen the ballot. It looks fine. It actually was much smaller than they thought. And along that line, we had the HART technician came in and checked all our machines and recalibrated everything, and so they're all ready to go. I've ordered ballots. We've got the AV ballot applications being stuffed and getting ready to go out. They have to be out around the 18th, so that's getting ready to go. It's busy. You know, it's summertime, but we're busy. It's nonstop. So if you have thoughts, stop in and see us. Drop us a note. We'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. But appreciate seeing y'all here. So, that's me.
Bob?
I just gotta commend Lorraine for everything she's done. Well, it isn't just this. I mean, it's the whole thing you've done for our building department. I just want to thank you. But this map right here,
I didn't do that.
you did?
Got it done.
Well, I'm gonna give you credit anyway.
I called the guy at the county and
Hey, it looks nice.
If
And
she
a lot
could-
of the folks out there, if they have them, they're gonna be happy if we get all this completed.
If you have
You
one
helped
in your
us
hand
to
right
get it
now,
that
is
way.
a draft.
And then you have to deal with us again tomorrow, so. So, I'm just forewarning you a little bit, so. But I don't have nothing else. Oh, you done a great job too, Heather.
Oh, thank you, Bob.
Heather?
Getting summer taxes ready. They'll be going out July 1st, so you've all been forewarned.
Why are you swearing at us?
I know. Also, my longtime deputy, after many years of threatening to retire, is finally actually going to retire. And I've found a wonderful replacement. Today was her first day. Her name is Cindy Briggs, and I think she's going to be a great fit. So we're going to miss.
Well, you better stand.
We're
your
gonna miss
best
Kathy.
behavior.
But she's gonna stick around and be a backup for us as well, and come in here and there when we need some extra help or some baked goods. So.
Baked goods.
Yeah.
Thank you. Remember, please, that Maple Island Brook Creek Bridge road repair is set to start tomorrow. So that's a big deal for everyone here. Please look at the web or Facebook. Andy's posting everything that will be circling around and around on Facebook. So if you get confused about where you need to go, you'll find it on our Facebook page. That's set to last through the middle of August. So, and I think it's a 36-mile, if I remember reading correctly, 36-mile detour, all told. So, the tire drive, don't forget our tire drive is September 17th, and we need volunteers. So all of you who are watching this, we need volunteers. We also had a slight increase on our transfer station fees. So you will find it here at the office. If you want to pick up a sheet here, we'll have them in our office. I'll also have it downloaded on our website. I haven't done it, but I'll have it downloaded by tomorrow. And you can pick them up at the transfer station as well. And it's just a slight increase. We hadn't done it since 2018. So we were being charged more by our hauler than we were charging. So it was something that we needed to do. And that's all I have. So thank you very much. Now, anyone who has public comments as well, and that's anything that is going on in Cedar Creek that you would like to address. Crystal.
Crystal Smith, I'm sure y'all know why I'm here. I'm gonna try to get through this not in anger, but in complete and utter frustration. For 4 decades, everybody who has sat in these chairs, 4 decades back, everybody who sat in the road commission chairs, the United States Forest Service, our state senators, our sheriff's department, the DNR, has turned a blind eye to my husband and I maintaining Crocker Road. We plow it in the winter, we grade it in the summer, we mow it. It's a financial burden that we've carried since the 80s. And with the ORV thing going into effect and allowing that much more traffic, I'm here telling you that we're calling uncle. We can no longer carry the financial burden, the physical burden, the emotional burden of maintaining a road for the public to use. And my fear is exactly what happened yesterday with 1 3/4 inches of rain that we got. The road's washing out. I'm soon here gonna lose access to be able to even get off of my property, to go to work, to do all the day-to-day things I need to do. Or I have to choose to tear my house down, tear all of my barns down, have the property be landlocked, because I'm not gonna be able to get into it. It's just a burden that we can't carry anymore. And when we've gotten together in these meetings and made small decisions that everybody's agreed to do things to help us, at the end of that, Tom and I have gone home and we've kept our word, but nobody else has kept theirs. And I'm here calling Uncle because I no longer know what to do. I can't continue to plow our road in the winter for the public to use it. I can't continue to grade it in the summer for the public to use it, especially at the cost of diesel, gas. A brand new plow on my truck is gonna be $8,000 alone. I just can't do it anymore. And unfortunately, I'm gonna walk back to my seat because I really feel, both of us, that nobody cares. And that hurts hard. That this township that I love has never given us any love back. So people can access the Manistee National Forest.
Thank you, Crystal. Mr. Stamey.
I have more questions than comments. I think I couldn't hear a lot of what you're talking about on the roads up here, but I know we paved Tyler and Brickyard, and looking at the population density on those roads compared to Wilson Beach. I mean, Wilson Beach is an embarrassment. It needs to be fixed. And I don't know all the arrangements, you're worried about setting precedents and stuff, but what about the roads down here? Didn't that set a precedent? Did you ask for participation on the, from the residents on that road? I don't think so. But Wilson Beach needs to be fixed, and whether it's us or the county.
No, I
or
agree,
us-
they need to be fixed.
Yes,
Please.
thank you.
Thank you. Cool.
So, were you guys saying that Wilson Beach was used as a detour for 120 then?
It was at one point, yes.
Then if that was the case and it was used for the whole community, I think that it should be up to the whole community and not have it be just, or those residents on top of the community having to pay for it. If the whole community was using it as a pass-through, as a detour. It just would seem like the most equitable thing to do, because the whole community was using it, not just the residents there.
Thank you. I appreciate your comment.
Can I ask him a question?
Yes.
You were trying to say something earlier,
That was what I
Okay,
was going to
okay.
try to say.
All right.
Okay.
But
Just
I
want to
was-
make sure you got that.
Yeah,
Trying
there's
to-
only certain times, and you're new to the township meeting, so, and I
Yeah.
apologize for having to stop you, but there's only certain times that you can speak, so.
I appreciate
All right.
that. I
All
wanted
right.
to get that before the vote was going to happen. and I
Yeah.
wasn't sure it was gonna
Yeah,
happen,
thank you
so
for
it's
that,
good.
though. Thank you.
Good point, thank you.
Does anyone else have any comments they'd like to make? Does anyone else have any comments they'd like to make tonight? Going 3 times.
Go on.
All right, with that said, I'd like a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.